Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about a new game that was revealed today and why it makes me sad. We are going to be on PC Gamer today. This is written by Tyler Wilde. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down below if you'd like to read along. The title goes, 2K reveals free-to-play hero shooter Project Ethos, an extraction game with a minor roguelike twist. Now, this article is going to say it later on, but I can't believe even after Concord, hero shooters are still going through. Like, I can't believe they didn't realize this, but to be fair, they probably were working on this for a while. So let's see how it goes. I'm pretty sure this is a screenshot. Yeah, this is a screenshot of the game. And I mean, it looks fine. It looks a little Fortnite-y. Like it's not exactly cartoon style, but it definitely feels, it feels Fortnite a little bit. 2K Games has finally joined its competitors. It has a hero shooter, aside from the defunct Battleborn, that is. I miss Battleborn. I thought it was an alright game. The company flew a few dozen streamers and me and a couple other press to LA this week to unveil Project Ethos, an upcoming free-to-play competitive game that's calling a roguelike hero shooter. It's not really a roguelike, you just get to pick from randomized sets of busts throughout the match. Otherwise, it's a third-person shooter that resembles Fortnite, but with hero characters who come with unique guns and abilities and low-stakes pvpve extraction mode as its main attraction. I personally like the extraction mode genre. I kind of like it more when there isn't PvP, funny enough. I do prefer the just PvE extraction stuff, but I understand that PvPVE in terms of the extraction genre. I mean, Escape from Tarkov is the most people's baseline of that game, and obviously the main mode is PvPVE. So it makes sense that that's why it's mostly like that. It's interesting that all the characters also have unique guns, so it looks like these guns are going to be character based and not just something you can loot or equip. So it looks like the guns are also going to be the characters. Though, because it looks like Fortnite, the characters don't really. I wonder if the characters are all going to be humans because they all look like humans. So that's interesting. The last surprise new hero shooter I previewed was Concord, and although I thought it was alright, things didn't go great for that one. Duh. There are rumblings of a comeback attempt. Yeah, we were going to talk about that at some point. But unlike Concord, which was announced just a couple of months before it went on sale for $40 and immediately tanked, Project Ethos is still in early development, according to reps from developer 31st Union, and will be free to play. A public playtest is starting today, which grants access via Twitch drops from streamers at the event, and there was lots of talk about listening to player feedback during development. I think the problem with this is that the hero shooter feels very crowded because everything is character based now. Even though the actual hero shooter genre is basically just Overwatch and I guess Paladins, Valorant is more of a tactical shooter, but it's character based. The problem is that a lot of character based games are now categorized as hero shooters, so it feels very crowded, even though the hero shooter, like in its purest form, is basically just Overwatch and Paladins. But games like Valorant, even like Warzone and stuff like that, can be kind of hero shooter based kind of. But it does feel like a overused genre. I think the biggest thing is that this is a hero based extraction shooter does sound like a more interesting idea, at least to me. I mean, the biggest problem is that the extraction shooter itself isn't a very popular genre. Like, it is got its own niche, but it's definitely not a billion-dollar industry like a battle royale or something like that right now. But we'll have to see. There's a good amount here for a game in early development, which actually started 5 years ago with a small team, and I spent several hours playing it yesterday. My favorite of the 6 available characters is Prism, who can peer through a ring of light that marks enemies and buffs her sniper shots, as well as briefly Cloak. I also like Arbor, who alternates between healing and every effect poison attacks. Evolutions during each of these matches are the roguelike randomized upgrade choices. Can, for example, cause Arbor's poison attacks to also heal allies, or add a speed buff to his healing abilities. That's interesting. The idea is when the stars align, you're offered and select the right set of upgrades. They'll synergize for epic builds, as in the games like Risk of Rain 2, except as a PvP game. Ethos can't get too wild about its buffs, so I'm not sure if it ever evoke the same feeling as Infinite Slay the Spire Convo. I was about to say, because it's PvP, people will care about balance, and that's just going to make that mechanic kind of boring, I feel like. I feel like it being a PvP game makes that boring, and I kind of wish they didn't have the PvP now. Because if that's your idea, then I'd much prefer the ideas to be crazy than it to be like balanced because of the PvP aspect. Because people will always complain about balance when there's PvP, but when it's PvE, less people care about balance, or at least some people care, but it's more about how fun is it or how exploitable it is. Like there is balancing, but that's generally to stop exploits and people like blatantly doing something that wasn't supposed to work like that. Mostly just exploits or taking advantage of something explicitly. It does feel like the PvP aspect might be a detriment, but we'll see. And from this quick screenshot, it looks like there's only two teams. Interesting. In the primary extraction mode called Trials, my trio hustled between PvE events, which award items like weapons and shield upgrades in return for doing simple tasks like fighting robots, as well as cores. The resource we were trying to extract with, we engage with other trios often. Other trios. So there are multiple teams fighting when we both ziplined into the same event arena, or just because we happen to cross paths. Though another thing that I find is like, is this a game that also forces teams? Because that is a very common problem in my opinion right now, because not everyone can grab people to play a game, and solo queuing as a random with two random teammates is really annoying. It can be very annoying. So I hope there's a solo mode, but I probably not. If your team successfully reaches an extraction point and survives the usual countdown timer area defense, you'll leave the match with a bonus. But when my squad was wiped, we still took home cores, which can be spent on permanent player upgrades. Interesting. There are no losing your weapons like a hardcore extraction milsim, or acquiring weapons at all, since the characters have unique primaries and secondaries. Okay, so it's more about upgrading your character than losing stuff. So it's definitely a more casual thing on the extraction shooter, which I 100% think it needs. Not every game needs to be Escape from Tarkov or like Hunt Showdown, where those two games are very do or die most of the time. Extraction doesn't seem all that important then, so it's a bit like playing a battle royale game with no winners. You know, I did feel victorious when my team made it out alive and when our performance score jumped from bronze to silver. The other mode we played, called Gauntlet, is a mini tournament where the goal is to win 3 rounds of team deathmatch before you lose 3. Okay. I like that format more, but I also liked Concord's more arena shootery aspects, so, you know, I'm not sure TDM is going to help Projectethos draw Fortnite or Apex Legends, or watch 2 players away from their chosen games. I think the round-based TDM is a good idea, but I do feel like they should probably focus on the extraction, because you need to be you need to have the unique aspect of being a hero-based extraction shooter, because that at least from my knowledge hasn't been done yet. I'm pretty sure. The movement and shooting are both alright. I wanted a double jump. I don't know if it'd make a better game. I just wanted it, but made do with jump pads, and you can slide and glide, and there are zip lines. The guns are interesting enough. I like the vanilla assault rifle and grenades guy. Has a small twist. Rather than the usual pistol, his secondary is a single-shot rifle that takes a couple seconds to charge before firing. Interesting. The extraction map may be the weakest aspect of Project Ethos. Unmemorable. And the randomization of evolutions are the neat little twist, but it remains to be seen if they're anything more than that. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing about this one is that they do need to probably work on the maps more, because I think the characters and the maps are going to be the two most important things. And if those things aren't memorable at all, then it's going to definitely be a really bad time. But this isn't the launch, so it's just the announcement. And as developer reiterated at the end of the day, the first playtest starts now and will run until October 20. I'll probably try it out. With the servers live from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. PT over the weekend. The only way in is by watching Twitch streamers who are playing the game. You can find the list of streamers here. Yeah. So I'll probably at least try it myself. In regards to this game, like hopefully not having the Concord effect, I do feel like this game has more going for it than Concord did. First of all, this game is not just a hero shooter. It's a hero shooter with an extraction mode, which is, I think, more unique. And I think the biggest thing is this is a free-to-play game from the outset, and I think the team knows that being a hero shooter is a bad thing right now, which is why they push the roguelike elements and the fact that it's an extraction game mode is the main one, not a push payload style thing. So hopefully that is going to come up from it. I mean, from these screenshots, the game looks colorful and interesting. The main problem is that it looks a lot like Fortnite. It looks really Fortnite, and the game is probably going to be make or break on how likable are the characters and if the map is memorable. So far from the article, the map isn't very interesting, which is a problem. So that needs to be fixed during development, and this is another good thing of where this is early development. Apparently, I know devs say that a lot, but I hope they take feedback in of at least the broad feedback. Obviously, people don't know the ins and outs of coding and all that type of stuff, but the biggest thing is that you need to have memorable map markers and memorable characters, whether it be because of voice acting or just the silhouette of a character or their weapons. The weapons could be something unique too, like that the hero shooter, the standard assault rifle guy, but his secondary, instead of a pistol, it's a rifle with like a charge rifle thing. So that could be interesting too. Hopefully this will be okay. I will be playing it myself most likely, and we'll see how it goes, I guess. But other than that, thank you all for watching today's video. If you'd like to support me, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, comment, all those YouTube stuff. If you'd like to follow me in other places, I have a Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and a TikTok. If you would like to support me directly, you can join YouTube memberships or join my Patreons. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye, everyone.